kind of does tie into what's happening to me. There's no coincidences in any of this. As strange as this sounds, or does it really sound that strange at this point? Um, this is what's happening. So I need to know what what the details are with this incident because it is insurance fraud. I'm being followed around. I'm being followed around, stalked, harassed. Literally, my life is being threatened all the time. I have people waiting for me. They're following to my home. I have men waiting in cars with the running lights going. It's constant.
That is very, very scary. So I'll let you know, I can start on this. So it looks like two payments were sent to someone named Heineman. One was, yeah, so it says Progressive Insurance, and the other was also to Progressive, 8, 9, 10, 11. Looks like it was about $11,300.
$11,000 with no visible, there was no damage. I did not, this was a standstill thing where I was trying to get around them because I was being swarmed by people. I'm being followed. And the police, the local police department are in on it. And it's all because I tie into Epstein and I'm their biggest case member. This is what's happening right now. It's literally this. The local police department are involved in child sex trafficking, and I've been exposing this. And so this is what's happening. So it's like there's no police report that was filed, but you guys went ahead and paid this person $11,000 for this. There was no
And
damage.
I'm not sure why they. I mean, I'm not even seeing like
Okay, it's insurance. Yeah,
anything that would be
yeah, that's insurance fraud. I mean so then it seems very plausible on your end, wouldn't you say? Because that's what I'm saying. Because that's why my insurance rates increased so much. Like I said, my car is old. It's not even worth. I mean, really, $160. This is what's happening to me. And see that this. I know that you may not be necessarily like
Prices have
part
never
of
been
this. It
better.
doesn't sound like you are. I mean, they even get people in businesses, they reroute my phone calls and everything else. It's the most ridiculous thing that I'm dealing with right now. And it really does boil down to what I have happening. So you're not
that is
seeing,
very scary.
so you're not seeing any visible proof of any damages or legalities on your end. Then this needs to be disputed. What do I do? Because why would you guys just pay 11 grand to some, yeah, Heineman? I mean, yes, this is Jewish Mossad. Um, mhm. This is who's in here with us right now. People are talking about, no, people are talking about Iran. No, that's not what you need to worry about. This is all the media scaring people. These are the people you need to worry about.
We're trying to figure out the best course of action. I'm looking through all these codes. And
Where are we going?
Yeah, I'm sure it's fabricated because I
so
can't.
they called you.
I talked to someone one time and then yeah, somebody called me back. I don't even know if it was legitimate, to be perfectly honest.
Finest merchandise around.
Like, I'm literally surrounded by these people. Like I said, I'm being stalked and followed all the time. They staged this accident, quote unquote, and it literally, like, I wouldn't even call it a fender bender. It was me trying to get away from them because I'm being stalked. Like I said, look at the last name. I'm not lying to you. This is Jewish Mossad.
I mean, when it looks like ours, because it looks like it went to arbitration. I mean, it's strange. So I guess they filed with insurance, and then a demand for yes, a total of 11,450.69, and Guideco paid it.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Like, why would Geico just pay it? I never agreed to anything. I was never asked for. I'm disputing this. Like, I'm going to come after Geico if I don't have this resolved. I am not going to be paying $160 a month because I already knew this is what was going to happen. I know that you're not probably involved, but it's this. It's my phone calls, everything else. When I first called you guys just a little while ago, my phone was hung up on because they knew I was going to record this. I have all of my devices hacked. It's ridiculous what I have happening. It's all because yeah, it really is what I'm saying. So what do I do to fix this because this is obviously fraud.
No, absolutely, absolutely. So of course on our end, I'm trying to figure out of a person that we'd be able to speak with. I know again, if I get you transferred over to service, they'd be able probably to adjust those rates and just look at because they can kind of see our notes to look at what happened.
Yeah, there
So
was
we'd be
not a
able to get those
police
rates back down
report.
for you.
Yeah, there wasn't even a police report filed. They weren't going to go through the police because it's like I said, when this comes out, this is like the police and everything, the things that they're involved in. Listen, I've been exposing this for years. It's like horrible. And like we're occupied by Mossad and this is bad. And this just proves my point. Like I said, I'm recording this because I have to for my own safety. They're also coming after my adult son. So I need to resolve this because I never agreed to any of this. I informed the person, whoever that was that I talked to on the phone. I said, this is what happened. And then this person was not nice to me. That sounded like it may have been a black woman. I'm not entirely sure. And she said this was what was going to happen to go down. So I don't even know if that particular phone call was even legitimate. Like I said, I didn't agree to any of this. This is total fraud.
Yeah, huh, that definitely is strange. Trying to find if there was a adjuster. So there was an auto adjuster that was assigned at the time that this was open.
Are they
If you'd like, I
legitimate?
can give you their information because they'd be able to kind of let you know a little bit about why, or maybe they're the ones who review the estimates that we get from other insurance companies.
Wouldn't you
So
guys
if you'd like, I can give.
I'm sorry. Wouldn't you guys have any information there in terms of like what entailed, what happened? It doesn't say anything like that in terms of this quote unquote accident.
This is going to let me arbitration files. Uh,
Oh, that's quite valuable, isn't it?
Geico, Progressive, Liability. Alright, let me check what this says. No, that's about admin fees. Storage fees.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a criminal
storage fees.
background check on these people. Not that they would have one. I mean, this is how bad things are in this country. These people are safe as kittens. They work through the synagogue of Satan.
That is crazy. Let me, let me. Yeah, just Geico is not disputing liability. It won't let me look further into that. Would you like me to get you that adjusted information?
Sure. I would actually like to talk to someone that's like higher in management about this so they can resolve that. Is there a chance I could speak to someone that's above that person? Because that just sounds so sketchy. It sounds like, it honestly sounds like fraud that could be all the way up into the Geico. I mean, because it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't like why would someone okay that? Like without even talking to me. Isn't that your guys' policy on your end is to speak to me about that? Because no one did and you don't have any notes there. So can I speak to someone that up ahead above that person?
Absolutely. I do have the supervisor of the department. I do have their phone number and their name is
Okay.
get you there.
Okay. What's their phone number?
It's 540
Okay.
286
Uh-huh.
451.
And what is their name?
Calley, Calley. Last name Walker.
Oh, okay. And could you transfer me to her directly, please?
To see if it'll connect. See when they see us calling, they try to avoid us like the plague. So let me put
Okay.
you on hold and I'll try to reach out to them, okay?
Okay.
Awesome. Thanks.
Have you checked out
Geico.com. With a quick click, you can update your policy information, make payments, add or quote a vehicle, change coverages, report and track a claim, find a local office, and more.
So if you haven't picked up on this, I'm calling Geico. I found out I am being followed and stalked by the Mossad. I have I traced them out. They're literal Jewish Mossad, and it looks like Geico's in on the insurance fraud. So basically, they're saying there was an $11,000 claim, which is a lie. No police report was filed. I was entrapped in this. It was basically I went around them and tapped them, and there's a big dispute there.
Miss Larissa, are you still with me, ma'am?
Yes.
I do apologize. It just went straight to voicemail. It's like I mentioned, anytime they do calling claims officers, to let it go.
Okay, can I speak to someone, anyone that's up in management? Because I need to speak to someone about this. Because, like I
Switch
said,
in
this is
3,
sketchy. This
2,
should not have been
1.
okay. I mean, no one talked to me about this at all. There was no other person that filed anything, and I was never let aware of this. It's not until I received that in the mail, and I'm like, oh, they're pulling that, and I'm sure enough, she's another Jew. I mean, that's just the reality of it. So, I need, yeah, could I speak to somebody in management, please?
Yeah, let me see if there's someone here because I mean it's just us
Best
working
mount.
here. Let me see if I can find a supervisor for you. Okay?
Thank you very much.
No problem.
If you see a
Switch in
pawn
3,
shop, give a shout. I want to get a gift for Aurelia.
Automatic payments from Geico. Fast, easy, and secure.
I feel ready for the battlegrounds now.
Same. I can't wait to see which team will be on this time.
Everything you love about Geico, now mobile. With Geico's mobile app, you can make a payment, access your digital ID card, request roadside assistance, access exclusive content, and more. Anytime, anywhere, right from your smartphone or tablet. Text mobile to 43426 to download the Geico app now.
Yeah, so this is Geico, like I said. Asia McLean. Is this pick up here? Asia, because I'm owned by China. McLean. What kind of name is that?
Note that there is a great new feature available on Geico.com for customers with a claim. Now you can schedule or reschedule an appointment to have your vehicle inspected by
They're gonna try to yeah, they did fraud on me, for which Geico is obviously involved because $11,000 in damage that never happened, and nobody contacted me about it.
Is there anything to it, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So it looks like my direct supervisor is actually in a team meeting right now. I did message her. I went outside the office and I let her know what's going on. And so I'm sending her your claim number right now.
Okay.
As soon as she gets out the meeting, she said she will give you a call right back.
Okay. Did she look at it? What did she think it looks like? Because that's fraud. Like 11 grand and
No,
no.
absolutely. I kind of gave her like a quick rundown because, of course, they're in a team meeting, but you
Yeah.
have the claim number which can access all these notes. I did notate everything here in the file.
Yeah.
So, again, I would just get a call back from her.
Yeah.
Hopefully here soon whenever they get out of their meeting.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, they're literally robbing you. I mean, because yeah. And you said there's no photos or anything in the file?
I don't see any photos in the file.
Yeah.
I can look through it again.
Yeah, and yeah, and this is what's funny. They're good at this. They'll manifest things. Like it really is like that. These are professionals. It's a crime syndicate. I'm surrounded by them. Like it really does boil down to Epstein. I'm exposing the pedophile rings. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, please let her. So she'll call me back this evening.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, they usually are in their meetings till about 5:15 or so. So hopefully she'll be out here momentarily. But that's just like a Geico thing. Managers always go into meetings. I mean, right towards the end of the day. But again, she does have all your information, so I would be expecting a call back from her.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much, sir. What is your name?
My name is CBC.
Okay. Pete, what's your last name?
It's Ariola. I'm a Spanish descendant.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Oh man, is there anything else I can help with before we go off the line?
No.
Kind of giving the information to my supervisor.
No, thank you. All right, bye-bye. Yeah, that sounded bogus. Yeah, his name is Pete, like my cat. This all aligns with what I have happening. Yeah, essentially I am being followed and stalked by Jewish Mossad. They've hijacked my phone. I'm assuming it is due to the Pegasus software. That's it's actually more like a hardware because it's embedded in the phone. And so yeah, this whole thing is fake. Yeah, all of it. So they're gonna have some bogus person probably call me back. Her last name's Walker, and that has descendants of my family, their last name. I'm sure it's all bullshit. So, yeah, you heard it here. This is what's happening to me. Like I said, yeah, I have the Mossad. They're trying to up my rates now with Geico. Okay, peace out.
Hello, guys and gals, me Mutahar, and today I want to remind you, never connect Windows XP Vista. Windows, I think 7 is safe. Don't connect old Windows install.
Buenos dias. I'm dedicating this video to Gangstalked in Fullerton. I believe that's his handle. Hi, if you're watching. I tried to leave a reply. On my end, things are really weird and wonky, so I don't know if the reply actually stuck. It disappeared, then it reappeared. You know how it is. They play games, so everything I have is hacked, so I can't trust anything or anyone, because that's how it works. So, anyway, in terms of the system and what's happening right now, as you know, or maybe you've seen, because you're tied into it too. So we're all like in the blockchain. I just happened to find my blockchain link, and Larissa Blockchain, that's me. And so it's an interplanetary file system, and it's literally the Federal Reserve node, the firewall. And I'm guessing we're all aligned with that. Well, from my understanding, you've got all these, I'm one of their real remote viewers, their little science project, tied into a lot of things, I've come to find out. And you may have found out some things about yourself too, I don't know. All I know is you're the only one that hasn't creeped me out or freaked out on me over the years. And I thank you. So anyway, basically what that means is I'm their psychic. And I get information, they'll send it to me, what they refer to as V2K or whatever, and it'll align with things that come out. But there's also this thing that they have us in, because essentially it's like I hold the purse, I guess, and so everyone else is like a credit card in that purse because we're currency. Well, as I said with this Chris Bledsoe, so you have all these fake remote viewers. They're essentially NASA agents. It doesn't take a genius to figure this out, because, you know, we're all being trafficked. And so they didn't get their white lady. They're a little, because they were hoping there was going to be a bridge gate to their next timeline. They just keep trying. They keep trying to push this narrative. And from my understanding, what's happened is that we are going home, as they sing about in all the songs, because this all ties in. And they're going to be unplugging the reserve. Now, in terms of what that means for you and I, No freaking clue. No freaking clue. But see, we're their financials. And this is why, as you know, we haven't been addressed. But one thing is for certain, because the debt clock, they have me tied to the Hadrian Collider, the Alice Colliders. Maybe that's how that Bridgegate process works. Essentially, we're being raped through frequency, literally. We all hear each other. And that's what that whole Bridgegate process is, because, it's neural kinetics. And they have our genetics quantumized, right? So they're not going to get that, and the reserve is going to go down regardless. They're not going to be able to bridge gate to any other way to be, and so it's going to go down in fiery flames because it is on a clock, and it's going down. And so they didn't get their next little thing with essentially having us all sexually tied to this thing. They've made me into this virgin horror character, essentially virgin in chest. My virtue, since my bogus marriage, I have been guarded under lock and key with under heavy drone surveillance. I'm not allowed to have any friends, especially male company. We'll just put it that way. Because that's what this all boils down to, because they want their sound, because they're using sound frequency to do this. It's all child sex trafficking. That's why my other channels got all taken down. So anyway, that's the information that I have. But it definitely is going down, my understanding. I'm on Twitter. If you want, you can follow me on there, Alice Dark 5, AliceDarque. And see, my handle, I now realize it's like I'm just speaking quantum. And so I'd sent you that link in your replies to my son. So my son's in here. He's also gang stalked and all that too. He knows that for sure too. He was just checking on my Jeep and stuff the other day, and then the next day he goes to work because he's an auto mechanic. Some black guy, because it's always this. Some black guy comes rolling in a black Jeep like mine. Same year, 2017. My son had told me before he never works on Jeeps at his job. It's an intimidation tactic. It had some like hose issues or something or other like that. But you know how this type of thing works. It kind of plays out like a threat, like, oh, they're gonna mess with my Jeep, death threat. What is that, So with his link, he's aligned in there too. And so that's essentially what that video, it's all this. You may have weird things happening to you, I don't know, but we're all aligned. Essentially, we're cored, we're all cored out. We're all aligned in quantum. And for whatever this is, I think though that they want to invert the frequency. But I'm pretty certain, yeah, the reserve, we're going down. They can't keep us in here like this. We're being used as collateral. And so the thing is, the reason we haven't been addressed is because of this, and it's because China. Like, I figure my drones are freaking China. Yeah, so that's that. I'm gonna leave this.
Buy and sell here now.
I'm gonna title this video to you, I think, and then you'll see it because yeah, and then I'm gonna do my insurance fraud update. All right, peace out, dude. Larissa Lay. Fine, thank you. I was calling to get a hold of somebody, a supervisor. I guess they were in a meeting earlier, and so I wanted to see if that had commenced so I could speak to them.
Moment. Right. I do the claim number here. I need to do it for you. What's your date of birth?
May 13th, 1976.
Fine goods at fair prices.
What does it...
was something about the person that initially handled this claim that I'm disputing, but I don't want to speak to that person because Geico obviously paid out 11 grand without any police report or photos. It's all fraud. So I need to speak to someone. Yeah, I need to speak to someone up in management about this. I have a lot of things happening. The people that are involved in this accident, they are Jewish Mossad. So I'm being stalked and followed by these people. This quote unquote accident was staged, and I have somebody else's name sent to me on a piece of paper that does not align with what I have. The whole thing is fraud and needs to be completely taken from my file.
Okay. Mhm. Um,
Yeah, so now they're upping my rates, and I know it's in relation to this, and it's like, this did not happen. Thank you. Okay, so this is Geico Part 2, supposedly. Um, Essentially, I found out that quote unquote staged accident thing that they did to me last November was Jewish Mossad. I looked up this person. They are Jewish. And then I got another on a piece of paper with someone else's name in relation to Geico. And the person that supposedly settled the claim is Asia McLean. You know, what kind of name is this? I don't know if you can see it. Asia. That's because China owns me because I'm in the blockchain. So I'm trying to resolve this. So they're trying to up my rates now. That was $11,000 claim paid out to this other person. No photos, no police report. It's the most ridiculous thing. This person had specified that the only thing that specified is that they had their, which was also a lie, that their headlights were damaged. So that was a lie. So $11,000 damage in headlights for a crossover that they most likely don't own. It is something probably funneled through the fusion center involving CIA. This is what synagogues are all about now, you know.
Mr. Rick, are you still with me?
Yes.
I'm sorry for the wait, but I appreciate your patience. And yes, ma'am, I'm going to place you on another brief hold, and I'm going to forward you over to my manager, Jay.
Okay.
And he'll be a better asset for you for this situation.
All right.
And again, my name is. Do you have any more questions for me at this time?
No, thank you.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Absolutely. And if you do have any more, if you do come across any more questions or concerns, you could always utilize the Geico mobile app, or you can go online at geico.com and give us a call here back at the claims department. My name is Sebastian. My goal is to provide you excellent customer
Sebastian,
experience.
I like that.
You think you have a great week and safe travels with Marissa. And I'm going to place on a brief hold and forward you over to Mr. Sebastian.
Mm-hmm. So this person's named Chase, like Chase Bank. Can't make this up.
Have checked out Geico.com.
Yeah, let's see what kind of bogus things going on here.
Information.
Thanks for calling Geico. This is Chase.
Uh-huh. Like bank, the bank, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm disputing a claim. It was completely bogus. It involves the Jewish Mossad, and that is the truth. I'm being chased around and stalked. There was no police report ever filed, and evidently there's no photos on file about this ever happening. So I need this removed, and I need my current rate increase adjusted as well, because I know this is what this is all about.
So let me look at the claim here. Try to claim.
Yes, it was insurance fraud. It was completely staged. There was no there was someone else that looked like a woman in the car. There was no injuries. This was literally me trying to get around these people because it was all staged. Like I said, I'm being stalked and followed by the Jewish Mossad. It ties into Epstein, and that is the truth. So anyway, there's nothing that happened. I saw no visible damage on this vehicle. The last I'd talked to anyone, they had claimed that their headlight was damaged, which was a complete and total lie, and I disputed that. From there, I heard nothing more about that. I don't know who the woman is on this claim. I know nothing about it. Nobody got in touch with me about this at all. I don't know who this is. And then evidently, Geico paid out 11 grand to whatever this was without any description photos or police report. This is complete and total fraud. I want this completely erased from
Let me look at. Give me one. So there are. Yeah, so we have multiple photos. We have plenty of
Oh, so now there's photos? Photos exist? Okay, so where were those photos earlier when I called? Oh, February. So anything could have happened between now and February. That was last November, so this is fraud. This is fraud. I want this taken off. I will, I am exposing this. No, that's not what happened. This is fraud. I'm disputing. Okay, I'm disputing this. Yeah, and what photos was this? What damage was there?
Yeah, I need, give me 1 second. I'll let you know exactly where the damages are.
Like I said, I'm disputing this. This is fraud.
They said
There was no police report. So how can you even, why would you even give this person $11,000? And I was not contacted about this. So obviously this is a fraud case. I'm supposed to be contacted about this.
Oh, don't mind the big chunk of stone floating.
So it looks like damages are in the front driver's side. It looks like front driver fender. Like left hand and headlight area with the fender.
No, there was no headlight damage. And the fender either. Nope, that didn't happen. And the fact that you received that in February. Yeah, this didn't happen, like I said. And then who is this woman that's put on the claim? Who is this? That was never, I don't know of any woman. So what is that? Mm-hmm. Buick? There was no Buick involved. No, that is a lie. There was no vehicle involved. This is freaking fraud. Like I said, this is Jewish Mossad, Mr. Chase.
It never happened?
Nope, this did not happen. No, this did not happen. I tried to get around somebody. They were in that red crossover, and I accidentally scraped against it just slightly. There was no visible damage. There was no. Is this what you're calling the Buick? You said there's another car? There's two cars now. Is this what you're telling me?
It's a red Buick.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that. Yes, but there was no visible damage. It did not happen. It's total fraud. And then $11,000 in damage to a car that most likely doesn't even belong to them. Who's the owner of this car? And why is the name different than the person? That because it was a man driving the car? Hmm.
I'll have to look in.
I have this man's license, and the fact that I mean 11 grand, and you guys don't even have a police report on file with us, and that I didn't agree to any of this.
Yeah, like police reports aren't common. Like usually police don't even come out unless there's any claim nowadays. So like a lot of times, even if you call the police, they're not going to come out to the accident unless there's injury involved.
Okay, and like I said,
So not having a police report and being able to make a claim, those things aren't.
well, yeah, and so like I said, yeah, I disputed it. So you guys just went ahead and paid them 11 grand without like I said earlier, there was no photos. So now all of a sudden there's photos. I was told it was like you're saying it's a Buick. I don't know what kind of crossover, whatever. That's a common thing. That's what the Mossad drives.
Mhm. So it looks like we did speak to you and advise you of liability on November 21st of 2025. I see the note here. And so you did admit that you hit the vehicle, so that's why we accepted.
Yeah, and there was no damage on a headlight. There was no visible damage. None. I disputed it. I said
So
so.
whether or not we're at fault for the accident,
Okay, but explain to me this.
because based upon your statement,
Okay,
we're at fault. However, the damages. I
11
understand
grand?
there, as far as I don't feel like the damages are.
$11,000 for an old car. Yeah, an old
I
crossover.
hear you on that. And I'm looking at that now. So, let's look here. He's placing over a demand to us for 11,000.
Mhm.
This is in February. This is over a demand for 11,000.
Mhm.
We reduced the demand because we thought it. We didn't feel like the demand was. We thought there was about 8,000 is what we thought. So we sent over
$8,000 for
And the way
yeah.
that works in claims is when there's a damage, it goes to a third party. Like it goes into arbitration. So
Okay.
we took them to arbitration for the damage to team. The third party looked over all the receipts, all the damages, all the evidence.
Mhm.
We lost arbitration. So at that point, we're legally liable to pay out the additional 3,300 that we owed. So that was sent out actually.
Best mount?
This 25th, so this last
Yeah.
week.
Like I said, this was all
So-
this was a staged accident. It was. It was all staged. Like I said, I'm being followed by Mossad. That's the truth. And the police department are part of it. This is why they didn't have the police come out because it makes it a bigger issue than it is. Yeah. Okay. So, in terms of my rates, I mean, 160 something dollars a month. I mean, that is pretty ridiculous. My car is very old.
Mhm. I hear you, and on rates and things, I am in the claims department, so I can just speak on this claim and how the claim affects your rates or any kind of surcharges or anything. It's really not my area of expertise. That's more so of an issue with our service department. I can
Okay.
get you over to service though if you'd like to.
Yes, thank you. Total bullshit. What is this? Why is this not coming through? Why is this on a speaker? What is this?
All major recordings of quality.
This is fake.
Wow. Your word.
I'm sorry about that. 1 second. I'm having a trouble trying to get over to our service department. Give me 1 second.
I know you're gonna get me to one of the others that are in it, right?
I'm sorry?
How come it's not coming through my phone? Why is it on a speaker? What is that?
Not sure why exactly what's going on with your phone. But
It's not my phone, it's your phone. Uh-huh. Why is it coming through a speaker?
and again, I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Your end is
No. What is this? Is this a database? What is this? Is this a call center? What is this? Why is it coming through a
We do work
speaker?
on-
No. This is not, that's a speaker. That's coming through a speaker. That's not coming directly through my phone. What is that?
I don't know.
You don't know? You're not familiar with the technology? Is this a fusion center? What is this?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, okay. So why is it that you can't get me through? What is that? Why is it coming through a speaker?
Like I said, I'm not familiar with the technology.
You're not familiar with, so you don't know how you don't know how to get me over to the next person. Is that what you're telling me?
No, that's not what I said. You asked why I came to a speaker. I said I was familiar with the technology.
No, that sound where you're transferring me, that was pummeled through a speaker. Why is that?
I'm not saying I'm not sure. It's over there with the. Oh, just a minute to use the transfer. So I have both phones going on at once. So I'll have to give you a call back and then I can.
You have to call me back. I thought you were a supervisor. What is this?
I am a supervisor.
Okay.
And I took your call.
Mhm.
But
Why am I through Zoom? What is this? I'm not directly. Amazon works with Geico. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with somebody else. This is crazy. What is this? Why do you need to call me back? I don't understand.
So I can transfer you over to our service partner.
Yeah, okay. I don't think so. Okay, so yeah, you heard that right there saying Amazon. What is this? Uh-huh. A weird database, Fusion Center. I don't know. Why will nobody help me with what I have happening? It's obvious I am being, literally, my life is being destroyed. I am being stalked and followed and harassed. And now my car insurance rates are going to go up because I'm being set up. Myself and others are going through this. And what is this? I am in the blockchain. I'm the world's currency. And that's what this is about. And you people are cowards because you won't do anything about it. Hi, welcome to Beatnik Fusion Hour. I'm your ASMR host, Larissa Alice Lay. Made you think. Okay, this is something I've been wanting to do for a little while, actually for a few years, but see, I've had a lot of things. It's basically, this is just a drop in the cum bucket, we'll just say. I mean, literally and figuratively, evidently. So, I have a lot of people on me, chasing after me, cyber stalkers, all this kind of thing. And, I've learned to weed out a lot of it over the years. Essentially with people I follow, and like I've said, I've lost like 3 or 4 YouTube channels in the past because of my content, and it really is because I expose pedophile rings that relate to the music industry and link in with the local police department. You know, it really is what everyone thinks. So today I'm going to talk about the goth scene and how Epstein ties in all the music scene, the entertainment industry. And if you happen to be a goth, okay, all right, I'm not looking to cater to that, whatever that bullshit community is. I'm not looking for a back and forth because I can tell you right now, the back and forth, both sides are compensated. It really is like a dog fight. or George Soros is throwing the coin in the middle and making them all run for it like a bunch of fucking hyenas. Okay. So, that being said, I've been, like I said, I've been exposing this for so long, and they all tie in, whether they know it or not. They're Yuri Bezmenov, useful idiots, as he said. He had said, if you know anything about him, he had said, we're going to be taken over by China. Well, yeah, it's who I think's my drone surveillance up above. Links still in the description. But it's all ran through Israel at the end of the day. Those of us that like are from my Twitter account and all that know that. I am on Twitter, Alice Dark 5, if you want to follow me there. I have a lot of investors on me, and it's as I said before, if I even so much as catch wind of you, I will block you. So anyway, yeah, there's this whole like YouTube goth community shit. My son just recently did a video about it. It was kind of funny because I mentioned the same thing. But he and I have been talking about it back and forth for 2 or 3 weeks. And so, a lot of these YouTubers that I follow, so on my devices, I am what you call the targeted individual. No, basically, I'm in the blockchain. So if you look at my banner above, that is my blockchain link. So if you Google Larissa Alice Lay, it will come up. I have been informed that I am connected to Epstein, and my ovary's been harvested. I believe it's my right ovary at that. Probably during one of many surgeries that I've had relating to a disease and then childbirth and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm going to talk a little bit about how I guess we could start off with a brief description of my history and how I fit into this little scene. And the goth scene is not your fucking subculture, okay? These little dumbasses that are pushing that, they are communists, they're Marxist communists. Literal domestic terrorism is tied into this, and it ties into the music industry. They're being instructed, informed. George Soros is putting the coin into it. And from my understanding, last I checked a few years ago, the biggest amount of money that's coming in and funding YouTube is through China, okay? So this is going to give you an idea of where they are, and you're going to have them playing tit for tat. They're all in on it at the same time. Majority of them, it's a game that they're playing. It is a dogfight. It is the gladiator fight from Grecian times. You throw a piece of meat in the middle, it's a cockfight, and they're all going to run for the dollar, the coin. Okay, it's like that, and they could all be funds and butt fucking each other at the end of the day. No, I'm not kidding. I'll touch on that in a second. I'm not even kidding. Like, these people are really sick and twisted. But they're just a bunch of perverts, and they all tie into pedophile rings. So in terms of these YouTubers that are goth, okay, I don't even know if this really needs to be said. Okay, so now we'll start off, like I said, with my past. So with my past, when I was in high school, it was the beginning of high school and in my junior high year. Yes, it was back in the day. I'm an American, right? It was still called junior high. They were switching it over to middle school. Whatever, whatever they want to call it. What is it? It's just stupid. But so, I was like always the alternative to girl. I never, ever, ever identified with labels. So if somebody asked me what music I listened to, it was 1990 and I said I was listening to the 80s. It was like that. It was like that. If you were in the scene, it's because like I'm tied in a way these others aren't. And it really does. The whole entire music industry, it's about programming. So Anton LaVey is behind my programming and the music industry's programming. All songs, all music. It's as Zena LaVey even tells you in an interview, it's about spell casting. It's about MK Ultra. They're all playing the same song, all of them. Now, some will be on a better side than others. This is where Epstein comes in. He pays the coin to, or he doesn't pay it. It's Israel, but it all ties into there. They're being compromised on some level. And so with with me in high school, there was a lot of conditioning. I was manufactured. I am a next generation MK Ultra victim. My father was a super soldier from the Vietnam War. And so I'm just next generation. I'm the Project Monarch. And so that's what this music industry is. So it's as I said before, you can reel back to some of my other videos. I'm not going to get too in depth about because it's not a card that anybody should want to throw and toss around like hot shit. It's like my son said, it's not. See, he is more articulate in terms of how he put this together, and have a lot of respect for him. Me, I'm an abuse victim, literally like an Epstein victim. I tie into it. So I'm literally being held a hostage in my own home and sex trafficked. I am tied to the Federal Reserve as a child sex trafficking victim. Now, I don't have a direct contact with Epstein. It's not like that. It's more in terms of how the music industry and the Masonry and the Mormons and all that, they played into my being manufactured. So you see all these blondes and stuff on a stage. It's the whole Lilith project. It's my project. It's the Project Monarch. Now they'll try to say that they're monarchs. People no, it's more like they're parodying my program. I'm engineered, socially engineered. I am manufactured, trademarked at that, like the blockchain. Okay. So, like I said, I was conditioned into this. They were sending boys in from a neighboring high school that was over the hill from me. And it was in an area called, I'm not going to say it's my childhood area, but we'll say it's affiliated with Riverside, California. And these boys were sent in. They were also engineered into this scene. And this is what I'm trying to relate to you. So if you're a young person and you manage to find your way into this, I would suggest separating yourself as best as possible from what this is, because it really is bad. And the Masons and everything else tie into this. It's the Illuminati. The Masons run all the nightclubs and all this kind of stuff. They do. They just do. They run everything. This is all part of this. Now you're going to have a lot of these people are going to speak against what it is I have to say, but honestly, there's no disputing me directly. And anyone that goes and makes a retort video to what this is would just prove my point further. My devices have been hacked, and so they're tipped off in terms of coming after me. I've had YouTubers make videos because essentially we're in this whole system is deliberately following the book of Revelation, and it's pummeling through CERN on frequency. And you may say, well, why, if the bad guys, why would they want that if God levels it? Well, they don't think God's going to level it. They believe they've manifested Hades, and they've done a very good job at it, and they're keeping us there. And so they've enslaved us all, right? And some of us more than others. And so when you hear these retards that are pushing this narrative, that are in this, it just all across the board, but I'm just going to say this goth scene in particular because it's personal to me. So when you see some of these dorks, these retards that are pushing this narrative, it's literally because the music industry is behind it. They are Jew, they're Israeli, they are all connected to this. They were compensated for this. And they push this narrative that there is racism and to attack whites. It is that way. And I say whites, it's Aryans. It's the Aryan bloodline. And they say, oh, we're bad, it's Hitler. World War II's a lie. They're just pushing a narrative. And so if you don't believe in that, it's time to click out now. Go do your homework. I suggest maybe going to BitChute, start there. I'm not here to convince people. Like, you're way BC as far as I'm concerned in terms of education. Because your education is being funded through the Israel, the almighty Israel. That is right. All your universities are being pummeled by the Jew. And so anyway, in terms of it was like 89, 1990 when I got into this. It was manufactured. It was planned all along. And so you're going to notice there's one in particular that I'm going to mention, because the others I just don't follow the scene. For one, I'm going to be 50 this year. So I'm literally the goth mother in the scene here. It's a scene, okay? Don't let anybody tell you anything else other than that. When they try to push this narrative that they're funded to push a narrative to say that's not a subculture. That's not even the definition. That the internet, the interweb, because that's what this is about. It's about socially isolating everyone and not having any connection to anyone. And it's about creating this fake network that ties into the metaverse where your brain's connected to it. And it really is this way. It's the zombie apocalypse. And I'm not going to go too in depth about that because it really is. It's like everything. It's spider webs and a rabbit hole everywhere. And so when I say that it's not like, so my genetics were harvested. So these idiots are being informed to speak in code, for which I understand, and the majority of these they don't understand. They don't even realize that their handlers that are speaking with them are literally like, they don't care because it's money and money talks, and they've all been compromised. And I'll inform how this happens. It really is like Epstein stuff. So they're being instructed to say these things. So when they say that it's whites are bad, or you're a fascist and all that, it's because they took the Aryan bloodline. Yes, Aryans is a real thing. That's what we were called before we were called white by the Jew. It's the truth. You don't want to believe it? Again, it's time to click out. Um, you're just part of the investment team that wants to dispute this. You're people that are sent in to throw. I'm not your dogfight. You're barking up the wrong tree. You see that link that I have my banner? It's interplanetary, meaning I'm a file system, and yes, you will be exposed. Um. So anyway, as I was saying, as I ramble on, your scene here, it's a big back and forth, and I have so much insider information in how this operates. I was very involved in it. I used to go to nightclubs, all kinds of stuff. I would go to shows, because back in the day they refer to them as shows when the small things would come in. But at the end of the day, it is manufactured. It is manufactured. The whole goth scene was, the whole intention of this was to is about frequency and sound. And so it did start with The Cure, Robert Smith. It was all literally designed that way. And so then you had more of the occult that came in on it, and it was over on the West Coast, and that's where I'm Southern California, right? You had Roger Allen Painter, better known as Roz Williams. Now, he was murdered. No one will tell me because his death was very similar to my father's. There was a tarot card left by him. It was the Hangman's was a fool card. That is, when it comes to tarot, don't let these turds fool you. They're part of the occult. This is Israel behind them. They're playing you like a fiddle. This is what they do in the music industry, and because it's all CIA and shit like this. So when somebody dies, a lot of the time they're going to leave a tarot card next to them. And so he supposedly hung himself on a closet door. That is not what happened. I can tell you that right now. They made too much of a ta-da about his background and how he kept saying he was going to kill himself. He was going to kill himself. Oh, yeah, sure. It's the same story across the music industry. Everyone exploited him. Even his own parents had threw him under the bus afterward, I figured, because they were threatened. You can listen to the story yourself, decide for yourself, but it is that I've no doubt my father also had a tarot card reading involved. They predicted his death via the tarot, and they took him out. They predicted in January that he was going to die 3 months later, and in January, that's the wolf moon. All of my father's family had been murdered in January. It's the truth. Roger Allen Painter was murdered. I dare you to challenge me, because you're not. So they staged him out because he plays into this, and it really is about his genetics also. That's why you don't hear any of these turds that claim they're like, oh, I'm gothier than them, I'm the OG. They're like these turds that like don't even play music. They're not going to even speak about him because they don't like him either because he's racist. No, that's not what was happening. He's playing into a project and he didn't want to play in it anymore. That's what I figure, and that's why he wanted to get out of the band, because it's called Christian Death, to annihilate Christians. So his story, his background is very similar to Robert Smith's in terms of Christianity and how they turn against it. But a lot of this too, like, who knows what's a narrative and who's not, all right? It's very, although I do believe it, just because my father had his own story involving the Catholic Church and he renounced it. He did. Because he wouldn't give my grandfather absolution for putting his best friend in World War II out of his misery when he got on a mine and caught on fire. That's the truth. Because this is what's happening. My grandfather was an altar boy for the Catholic Church. Catholic Church is evil. The Catholic Church is evil. I don't know how many times I got to tell people this. If you don't know this by now, I don't know. I lean toward this. It's just part of the program, right? I'll tell why in a second. But I've said before, but anyway, in terms of this scene, like I said, they staged him out to stand in front of me when I was at a show, and it was very strange. It was in terms of them showing me, showing everyone in the club who I am, and simultaneously they were making me aware of him because they were planning on murdering him a few years later. This was in I want to say 94, 95. I was about 6 months pregnant with my son at that point. So I want to say, yeah, it was late 94 because I have my son in 95. So I was there. Like, this is how my life has always been. It's always been staged out. They, like I said, they sent in like, it's really in depth. I'm not going to go too into it in terms of what this is. It's because how MK Ultra works, the Project Monarch, it's the Monarch butterfly, and it really actually has to do with royal bloodline, the real royal bloodline, royal genetics, and it does roll into the Enigma Grail, Genesis Grail Kings. Has to do with the Mary Magdalene and Jesus Christ bloodline. They don't want you to tell you that. That's what this whole scene's about. That's what Christian Death was singing to you. That's what and so then the cure side of it's called the cure for a reason. It's because of this computer virus thing that's happening. I'll just leave it at that. And anyway, so then let's go and touch on these people and who they are. And it's like my son said, because she's the big one, and it's really is this way. Her name is Angela Benedict. Just as I was about to expose her a few years ago for this, there was a covert death threat, and it was in terms of me. So this scene is extremely, extremely small, okay? Like, no matter what, like, you see all these kids that are dressed up like this and that. No, when it comes to, like, the club scene and stuff, it's always been that way. Even in terms of, well, see, I'm off the West Coast, okay? So, um, it's like you know them on a personal level, and well, in terms of me, it's kind of like that. So it's like you know who these people are and what they are and what's going on, and I could tell you with certainty the cattiness was always there. So it did start with the English side, and it really was about the genetics and what was happening, and that was what the cure was about. So then you have these others that were more occult related that came in, and it was like Christian Death and stuff like that. And I don't think necessarily that Roger was necessarily bad. I do know that he was murdered, and you heard it here first. I'm the only one that has the balls to say it for what it is. So when this person, like, so Angela Benedict, yeah, it was a covert death threat against my life, and she scrubbed the internet. And so I would sit in the little audience when she'd do her little live chats, and so she would be alerted to my presence because, like I said, I've been hacked. I'm under 24-hour drone UAP. They don't call. I've been filming them for years. Surveillance, the stationary, and then the mobile ones. China, I believe, ties into these ones, and it's Planeteer because it's interplanetary that ties into it. I guess these ones that I think the cops are involved with. It's all about this, and it is a file system and firewalls to the because I'm the firewall reserve. It all relates. BCI, brain chip implants, biometrics. This is all what's happening, and this is what the coronavirus was. And so, moving back to this person, she would be alerted to my presence, and she would do these super chats, which is a big live where you can get money. And she scrubbed her channel of all these videos that were like that would come after us goy, the goyim, as it's in the Talmud. And the super chats, when this guy would come in, she'd be alerted to come in. Like, I watched all this happen, and she'd cream her fucking panties. This guy was dropping 50, 100, I think one might have been $300. He would just keep dropping it. I think at one point it was $300 or $500 in one chat, and so she would just scrub it. She scrubbed them, scrubbed the ones against me, and then the ones that are coming after others for this like racist narrative. This shit's blowing up in her face. I have a feeling. So I know it is. This is. I mean, once Trump came out, this shit. Like, she's trying to come after bands that are, I guess, like on Trump's side or something like that, and it's like she really is like a useful idiot tool. Because it's like, man, you just really don't know. Like, these people, this shit is turning. And if this turns, like, these I don't envy them. I'll just put it that way. I don't envy them, not at all. And I'll tell you why. It's because both sides, like, yeah, yeah, like, once they're done with you, the tool, they will murder you. Because you're compromised. Like and these people, they're gonna sing like a canary when confronted with what this is. Um, because this guy, she would have him come on to his super chats at one point, and he was kind of off the camera. I gotta look at him. He's Jew. He's a very obvious Jew. Israel, Mossad type shit. It's in with the music industry. These are all facts. They're all facts. I'm sure somebody might have it recorded somewhere. I have a lot of people watching me, like I said, and so any death threat against me, I can tell you right now, I have the Fortune 500 on my ass watching me. So anything that happens to me will come back to you in spades. I'm worth more money than all you motherfuckers put together. It's just a fact. Yep. That's why I'm under heavy, heavy surveillance, like I said, and I'm being chased and followed. I have evidence of the Mossad that live around me. I have no doubt in my mind that that fucking little agent of hers is most likely living around me because they're obsessed. They're literally obsessed. And, yeah, it's a pretty big nightmare. I also noticed too, when I was saying before, she was pushing the vaccine narrative there for a while before, right as they were rolling out. She was talking about how her husband, funny enough, I think his name is Stuart and he's English. It's the Hive. I tie into the Stuart clan, the Royal Stuart clan of Scotland. Mine's the surname. Like I said, I'm a descendant of Mary Queen of Scots, one of many things. But, anyway, and this all ties into it. Myself and these men in the music industry, the ones, you know, that, like a handful of us here, we are literally in our own little section there, I guess, kinetically. And they've altered our genetics. And this is where your transhumanism agenda has come in. It's all been dropped by Epstein. And so anybody that's willing to dig and look, you can. Like, I'm on Twitter, so I follow the right people. And at the end of the day, it all ties in with the Israel, right? And Bill Gates and all that type of stuff. Supposedly, Netanyahu's down. So, yeah, these little shills, like, they're at the bottom. They're little bottom feeders, and their number's about up. And I'm not going to let this slide. Not at all. I'm just not. For doing this to me and others. It's wrong. My son is also being targeted. And it's like I said, because they're tools, they don't even understand the depth or magnitude of what this is. Like, they think that they want their little communist. Okay, well, you better look up the pirates. I mean, I think this person said she's like got Filipino in her bloodline. I mean, go figure, you know? And it's like, yeah, or something to that extent. It's like, yep, that's all crusade shit. Who are the pirates? Jews. They raped and pillaged your fucking family members up in history. That's what the fuck this is. Yep. And then ask yourselves why the Great Schism happened. Why? Where's the holy site? In Jerusalem. What's on top of the holy site? Orthodox Christian Church is on it. That's because it's the oldest form of Christianity. Now there's stuff that's been left out. And I mean, now it's just coming out about the Ethiopian Bible. It's got so many more books. Yes, there's books missing. The Dead Sea Scrolls is part of that. It's all about a challenge to the Catholic Church. It is that. And the Catholic Church runs all churches via the Masonry. I'm in their eugenics program. And so, they do this kinetically. They enter your genetics in a computer system. And so, from my understanding, my genetics have been timed out with another person that happens to be in the music industry. And they, God, this shit is so long-winded, but they had taken myself and others into this. They'd stolen ovaries. And so,
Please.
I have Liz Crokin that has followed me since last year. That was a big accomplishment for me because I'd said there's something else at play that's going on. I know this. And the way things are playing, basically I said in so many words, the way things are playing out are not what they seem. She'd actually liked my comment and then she followed me right after that because like she pretty much hinted at that. She knows a lot of shit. She's the one that's behind Pizzagate exposure. So then they recently have this Angela Benedict character literally you can't make this up, okay? They have her eating pizza, okay? like I said, now remember the masonry's behind all this. So, Comet Pizza, okay? I think it's called Pizza Comet. Comet Pizza's like, yeah, like you can't make this up. It's like they're using her like a tool. And I'm like, I don't, is she one of them too? Or she's just dumb? I'm thinking she's probably more than likely just a little touched and money's money. It's like, in this day and age, who would push that narrative? I don't care who you are or what money's there. Like, and when this person was pushing the said vaccines, I'm wondering if she in fact is vaccinated. I mean, because that's the next step in the coronavirus, right? Because it's like you can't make this shut up with these people. It's like, why would you push this narrative? And she got real shut up about it. I think she scrubbed that shit too. My son did more research. I don't have it in me. I don't care. Like I said, because at the end of the day, if I ever receive assistance for this person's gonna go down with the rest of them. I'm not gonna let it slide. I'm just not. Just not. Like, they need to be investigated for what they are. Now, my son also mentioned another woman. I say girl because she's quite a bit younger than me. Toxic Tears. I don't have any beef with her. I don't know anything about her really. I don't follow her because she is quite a bit younger than me. I think she has children now, and it's like, like she may be, one of those. I'm sure she is one of those that like peddles the wares and stuff like that. Um, that's fine. I mean, if that helps you get money and you're getting free clothes and all that shit, who am I to say? I don't, that's not my problem. Now, am I going to push some narrative? No, you'd never get me to do that. But that's the thing, though. They compromise these people. So with Angela, I remember her speaking about her dog, and her dog was like, it was one of the ferocious breeds. In California, they don't allow them to have. I used to be a leasing associate, an apartment leasing. So I was like in apartment management, and there was like a breed list. I think it's kind of across the board, really, like wherever you go with apartments. And there's certain breeds they won't accept. Well, somehow I guess she got into whatever apartment she was in or whatever, and she had said somebody kept walking by like the front of her house. She had the screen door or something. It sounded like her dog pummeled through it. And then all of a sudden the story just kind of fell short. And I can't help but wonder if that was the setup because it is about subversion, coercion, and entrapment. So she wanted to get out of whatever like legalities behind that. Masonry comes in and offers her, like, yep, do this, and then we'll give you, we'll help you out with your little YouTube channel. They do this. I mean, my ex was compromised, and he was sent in too. But that's just another story, like I said. So, like I said, my entire life was manufactured. It is very much like you hear these musicians in the music industry in that sense. It's set up. It's manufactured. On a very hyper focused level. It's all about conditioning, and so it's like I said, the monarch butterfly. It circles back in migration to the beginning. You go back to the past. It's designed to do that. So you roll back in the past, and so in MK Ultra in general, it's called recall. Total recall. Well, you know how he goes back to Mars, and Elon talks about Mars. That's all about government. It's DUMBs, underground military bases. They're named after planets. They're algorithms, quantum algorithms, and so anyway, it's about recalling your past, and he realized he's an actual CIA agent is what's happening. He's being used like a tool. So my father was essentially playing a role like that, I believe. He was playing in with this system. They had him plugged into all systems, neurokinetically. Now, do I believe he was cognizant of this? No, not completely cognizant. I think he was catching wind that something was up there. We used to have helicopters that would continuously circle over our house and do things to him. Like I said, he was a super soldier, and they did things to trigger him. So, they have censored me, so you won't hear this. See how you don't hear that? They've censored me. I'm not allowed sound because I'm supposed to be singing. Okay. So, when I was ringing my little teddy bear at the last video I uploaded, I took him off on purpose. Everything I do has deliverance behind it, but so you didn't hear the little bell. So my bear can't hear my bell. Okay. So stupid. Okay. Okay. So, it just proves my point. So when you're a MK Ultra victim, there's a series of bells that you're gonna hear. And so you had like what, Jade the Scorpion or something with Woody Allen that directed and wrote that. I mean, he's part of it. And it shows basically it's like my character or characters in it. and she picks up the phone and she becomes something different. I think it's like Helen Hunt, right? And then you had another actress, right? So it's basically showing you two sides of a woman. It's like it's the sinner saint type thing. You have the all together put together woman that and then you have the siren. That's the Lilith and Mary virgin horror thing that they have women playing. So when they try to say that women are liberated, it's a big lie, a big fat lie. There's nothing liberating about filing us into the tax system and playing a whore. Okay? There's none. So let me see if there's anything I missed. Like I said, I have to write things down, as I've said before. The other thing too is that I remember Angela mentioning that her mother would parade her around on a stage when she was a kid. Now, whether in fact that's true, I don't know. It sounded like it might have been, and I don't doubt it because it is the music industry and they do this to you. But see, they have their own level of reckoning to do with what this is, and it's going to get to that point, and they're going to throw people under the bus. Even her own husband. I mean, this is how shady and like, because these people are cowards. I don't doubt they have a lot of rifts in that marriage anyway, because what woman would carry on about this like this? She's married to what I assume to be a white man. He's English, and his name is Stuart. Okay? Like, you can't make this shit up again. It's like, wow, like, you're essentially saying you hate him. Why would any man want to have children with somebody like that? I mean, I'm not being an asshole. I mean, she was trying to have kids. It's like, yeah, vaccinated, all hell. And, you're not a nice person. And then she bragged about going, and like my son had because I was talking to him about it, because I remember all this stuff. She talked about going clubbing, bragging, and I guess it's still there about going night clubbing after her father OD'd. Like, I don't like who does that? Like, who does that? All right. Like, my father had things going on, and this is what's funny about it. I figure her father is the goy side of who she is. You know, the white man. This is what they're doing to them. She's got her own reckoning to do. Like I said, this is not fun. This is not cute. I don't laugh at any of this. Most likely had a lot of issues in the marriage, because this is what this boils down to. It really is like this. They're tearing apart marriages on purpose, and they're using frequency to do it. Okay? Like, when you see it, see, I'm an empath. Like, it's an actual program. I'm empath studies, they refer to it as. It's well beyond that. Because I have a vast understanding of what they're doing and how they're attacking people. And what they're doing to our men and women, but like how they attack the men is through the women. And so like they strip the women down, make them naked. It's all Masonic Handbook, Falls of Talmud, and all that. They make these people like this. It's the Lilith Baphomet character. And and that just ties into, I think she has an altar in her house. I'm like, why do you have that? What is that? I put this here. It's to prove a point. My cross, it's to prove a point. Like, but I'm Christian, so, and that's why they're after me. I mean, Trump had said it himself, like they're coming after Christians. Well, exhibit A, bitch. I am that. And it has to do with bloodlines. So this Rothschild is my slave owner. It's been declared as such. And so, these are Jew. They are not supposed to be there. They murdered King George. I forget what number. England, and that's when they I believe took it over. And if you look at him, he's got Romanov background there. He very, very much like Nicholas Romanov of the Royal Martyrs, where it was 8 million or was it 8 billion? World War One. See, and that's where these tools like this person here that doesn't know. But then again, like I said, she's not all white. She don't like white, especially white women. That's all I've had sent in by this program. I am a victim of racist gang violence. So that's the truth. It was the cholas, the tolitas. They came after me. They were sent in. It was by this system. So if you know anything about Angie Carter, I suggest you look her up. She ties into P. Diddy. Like I said, how she describes the Riverside school system, and she's a bit younger than me. It didn't change. It was the same for me when I went. It's like that. The teachers are all Masons and stuff like that. And they are pedophiles. They were all into my sex trafficking because this is what this all involves. You know, it's all subversion. Um, you know, and it's I also noticed too on another thing. I don't know. It just doesn't matter really. Now, in terms of me and my programming, I go into more about my Monarch programming. You know, they talk about because it's all Operation Paperclip, but they try to say Hitler was behind that. No, that's not what happened. I don't believe that at all. He would not volunteer to have me in this position where I am under surveillance. He did not murder anybody. If you don't believe me, you can go and look up David Irving because he's being persecuted for this for years. He's been thrown into prison for it. There is no evidence to support any of it. Hitler didn't know what to do with these people because they were sent in on purpose to do just like they're doing to us now. They're all Mossad. They were beating up Germans. I think it was in Amsterdam. The Bolsheviks killed millions and millions of people. And if you think it's just the elite, no. It's a Talmud. They follow all of it. It's a crime syndicate rooted in child sex trafficking of all of us, especially the Goy. So if you're black and you happen to make it here and you're in the goth scene, I've seen some of those. Okay, well, I'm here to tell you right now, they're going to tell you all kinds of things against us, Whitey. And it's like, nope, that's not what happened. That's not true. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're still on the fucking plantation if you haven't figured it out. And I'm right there with you. I'm actually leading the way. That's what the reserve note is all about. I was born into this. I'm a sex slave. All right. Yep. I'm gonna go. Like I said, my whole thing, my system, what I am, who I am, it really does involve these people being shills. They're compensated, they're compromised, and they really do tie into the music industry. Um, I wouldn't doubt that some of them have a proverbial gun literally sat right at their head because once this shit hits the fan with them, they're gonna throw anyone and everyone under the bus. I mean, this isn't my first rodeo with this. I've experienced this type of shit my whole life. It's like that. That's what's going on because it all roads lead to Epstein, and it has to do with Epstein Island and the ranch. They were literal deep underground military bases that are underground, and they're laboratories, and they have our genetics. Uh-huh. Okay, well, this thing is long enough, and so everything I do in closing is in code. I am playing at a role. So essentially, what this is that I'm being used as a monitor or a gauge in terms of this quantum system that we're all plugged into. So they have me playing all the Marys in the game and the Lilith character and all that. The Lilith character is only in terms of something disgusting and it has nothing to do with you people as much as you try to make it out to be. Nothing. It really is rooted in what's supposed to be that sick as this shit is. And that just proves, you know, this is like, so when you see these and they say, well, that's evil. Well, no, this is actually a representation of the saints. You say, oh, that's worshiping saints. No, it's not. These people lie to you about shit. There are good saints of the Orthodoxy and it carried over into the Catholic Church. That doesn't mean they're the same because Orthodoxy, like, but they don't claim to be they're not anything like that. Not at all. But there were good people. I do believe that in there. I mean, my family, my father's family, what's left is my aunt. They were trying to murder her, I'm pretty sure. And she's Catholic. So, you know, not all Catholics are bad. And the saints, no, they're martyrs. They don't want you to remember who the martyrs are. There is nothing wrong with recognizing that somebody fucking died for your sins in the way that Jesus did. Because that's the example they don't want you to uphold. That there is somebody that has dignity, that will literally stand up for what they believe in and can't be compromised in their faith. And they held themselves accountable in their faith. That being said, Mother Teresa, oh yeah, she's all into the child sex trafficking. A lot of them are. So on that note, I'm going to leave this up to you to figure out. All right? So yeah, all right. Peace out, motherfuckers. This is Geico.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for asking. So are you calling regarding a new claim, an existing claim? How may I help you today?
It's an old claim, and then my insurance rates went up. Basically, I gotten a letter in the mail, like I don't know, probably within the last month, saying there was someone else disputing some sort of a accident. It was a total insurance fraud, and I disputed this. I had no one get in touch with me. I had another woman that was supposedly, I don't know, a passenger in the vehicle where this happened. I'm going to tell you this right now. I am recording this. These people are involved with the fucking Jewish, excuse my French, I'm sorry. These people are involved with the Mossad. They're involved with the Mossad, and that is the truth. And so I'm recording this because this literally involves the FBI. So yeah, I need to know what happened there, why this person was added to this claim, because there was no injuries or anything like that. It was literally me brushing up against this other person. It was staged. That I know for certain. I have this person's license. I need to know what's going on there. I'm going to be doing a criminal investigation because I believe, because I know a lot of people are in on this, including businesses, because this is an operation. I have people coming after me.
Oh, that's no good. If you don't mind me asking, is the other person
They're involved with the Mossad.
behind it?
What's that?
The other person, I guess, were they in a Buick Enclave?
Enclave. I don't know what do you mean? What are you talking? It
Because I see whenever you call in, it kind of shows the claim number on. So I just copy and paste it. It showed in it on November 15th. The accident that you were, I guess, the false one that you were talking about.
There was only one quote unquote accident, if you want to call it that, and that was back in November. Okay, yeah, this is saying the 15th. How many of them do you have on me? Because there was only one.
One.
Okay. Yeah, there was someone else added to that with a different name. So I needed, it was a woman's name. Like I said, I literally am. These people are involved with the Mossad. Like, this is what's happening in this country right now. And it's all because I am a patriot. So, yeah, I need to know what's happening there and why this person was added to that because now my insurance rates are like $160. My car is ancient. I mean, in terms of car status, it's a 2017 Jeep.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna do everything I can for you today, Miss Larissa. If I do get quiet, I'm just reading the notes that we have here just to make sure I give you all the proper information.
Okay.
Now, as far as like the rate going up, that would be our service and the Christie Defense. So maybe like
Oh,
them.
okay, but
How come it went up?
okay. I need to clear up though what went on with this whole incident because this person lied about their headlight being damaged. There was no visible damage that I saw. None at all. I disputed this. And then it says somebody settled the claim by the name of Asia McLean. And this is also very interesting too, if this is even a real name. China does tie into what's happening to me. There's no coincidences in any of this. As strange as this sounds, or does it really sound that strange at this point? Um, this is what's happening. So I need to know what the details are with this incident because it is insurance fraud. I'm being followed around. I'm being followed around, stalked, harassed. Literally, my life is being threatened all the time. I have people waiting for me. They're following to my home. I have men waiting in cars with the running lights going. It's constant.
That is very, very scary. Well, I'll let you know. I can start on this. So it looks like two payments were sent to someone named Christy Heineman. One was, and so it says insurance, and the other was also to Progressive. 8, 9, 10, 11. Looks like it was about $11,300.
$11,000 with no visible, there was no damage. I did not, this was a standstill thing where I was trying to get around them because I was being swarmed by people. I'm being followed. And the police, the local police department are in on it. And it's all because I tie into Epstein and I'm literally I'm their biggest case member. This is what's happening right now. It's literally this. The local police department are involved in child sex trafficking, and I've been exposing this. And so this is what's happening. So it's like there's no police report that was filed, but you guys went ahead and paid this person $11,000 for this? There was no
And
damage.
I'm not sure why they. I mean, I'm not even seeing like
Okay, it's insurance. Yeah,
anything that would be
yeah, that's insurance fraud. I mean so then it seems very plausible on your end, wouldn't you say? Because that's what I'm saying. Because that's why my insurance rates increased so much. Like I said, my car is old. It's not even worth I mean, really $160? This is what's happening to me. And see that this, I know that you may not be necessarily like part of this. It doesn't sound like you are. I mean, they even get people in businesses, they reroute my phone calls and everything else. It's the most ridiculous thing that I'm dealing with right now. And it really does boil down to what I have happening. So you're not
that. Yes,
seeing
great area.
So you're not seeing any visible proof of any damages or legalities on your end, then this needs to be disputed. What do I do? Because why would you guys just pay 11 grand to some, yeah, Heinemann? I mean, yes, this is Jewish Mossad. Uh, mhm. This is who's in here with us right now. People are talking about I no people are talking about Iran. No, that's not what you need to worry about. This is all the media scaring people. These are the people you need to worry about.
Here, trying to figure out the best course of action. 'Cause I'm looking through all these nodes, quite a bit of nodes.
Uh-huh. It's yeah, I'm sure it's fabricated because I
So
can't.
they called you.
I talked to someone one time and then somebody called me back. I don't even know if it was legitimate, to be perfectly honest. Like I'm literally surrounded by these people. Like I said, I'm being stalked and followed all the time. They staged this accident, quote unquote, and it literally like I wouldn't even call it a fender bender. It was me trying to get away from them because I'm being stalked. Like I said, look at the last name. I'm not lying to you. This is Jewish Mossad.
I mean, when it looks like ours, because it looks like it went to arbitration. I mean, it's strange. So I guess they filed with insurance and then a demand for I guess a total of 11,450.69, and Geico paid it.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Like, why would Geico just pay it? I never agreed to anything. I was never asked for. I'm disputing this. Like, I'm going to come after Geico if I don't have this resolved. I am not going to be paying $160 a month because I already knew this is what was going to happen. I know that you're not probably involved, but it's this. It's my phone calls, everything else. When I first called you guys just a little while ago, my phone was hung up on because they knew I was going to record this. I have all of my devices hacked. It's ridiculous what I have happening. It's all because yeah, it really is what I'm saying. So what do I do to fix this? Because this is obviously fraud.
No, absolutely, absolutely. So of course on our end, I'm trying to figure out of a person that we'd be able to speak with. I know again, if I get you transferred over to service, they'd be able probably to adjust those rates and just look at because they can kind of see our notes just to look at what happened.
Yeah, there was
Hopefully be
not
able
a
to get those
police
rates back down
report.
for you.
Yeah, there wasn't even a police report filed. They weren't going to go through the police because it's like I said, when this comes out, this is like the police and everything, the things that they're involved in. Listen, I've been exposing this for years. It's like horrible. And like we're occupied by Mossad and this is bad. And this just proves my point. Like I said, I'm recording this because I have to for my own safety. They're also coming after my adult son. So I need to resolve this because I never agreed to any of this. I informed the person, whoever that was that I talked to on the phone, I said, this is what happened. And then this person was not nice to me. That sounded like it may have been a black woman. I'm not entirely sure. And she said this was what was going to happen to go down. So I don't even know if that particular phone call was even legitimate. Like I said, I didn't agree to any of this. This is total fraud.
that definitely is strange. Trying to find if there was a specific adjuster. So there was an auto adjuster that was assigned at the time that this was open.
Are they
If you'd like, I
legitimate?
can give you their information because they'd be able to kind of let you know a little bit about why, or maybe they're the ones who review the estimates that we get from other insurance companies.
Wouldn't you
So
guys,
if you'd like, I can give.
I'm sorry,
Mhm.
wouldn't you guys have any information there in terms of like what entailed, what happened? It doesn't say anything like that in terms of this quote unquote accident.
Let me see if it'll let me access arbitration files. Uh, Geico, Progressive, Liability. All right, let me see what this says. No, that's about admin fees. Storage fees.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a criminal
storage fees.
background check on these people. Not that they would have one. I mean, this is how bad things are in this country. These people are safe as kittens. They work through the synagogue of Satan.
That is crazy. Let me see. Um, let me. Yeah, just Geico is not disputing liability. It won't let me look further into that. Would you like me to get you that adjusted information?
Sure. I would actually like to talk to someone that's like higher in management about this so they can resolve that. Is there a chance I could speak to someone that's above that person? Because that just sounds so sketchy. It sounds like, it honestly sounds like fraud that could be all the way up into the Geico. I mean, because it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't like why would someone okay that? Like without even talking to me. Isn't that your guys' policy on your end is to speak to me about that? Because no one did and you don't have any notes there. So can I speak to someone that up ahead above that person?
Absolutely. I do have the supervisor for the department. I do have their phone number and their name is to
Okay.
get you there.
Okay. What's their phone number?
It's 540
Okay.
286
Uh-huh.
4516.
And what is their name?
Calley, Calley. Last name Walker.
Oh, okay. And could you transfer me to her directly, please?
To see if it'll connect. Usually when they see us calling, they try to avoid us like the plague. So let me put
Okay.
you on hold and I'll try to reach out to them, okay?
Okay.
Awesome. Thanks.